what's big and brown and headed for Hope for Wildlife?
What are we doing, Hope?
I'm gonna hop in back. We're gonna go get a bear. Our first ever.
Allison's last few days at the rehab are about to get interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Dr. McKay says he doesn't think I should tackle a bear.
As man pushes further and further into the wild, nature suffers. This unique rehab center on Canada's East Coast offers injured and orphaned animals one last chance. 1,000 animals, 100 volunteers, and one woman at the center of it all. Her name is Hope. It's late May. The first of the spring babies at Hope for Wildlife are growing up. And every year at this time, like clockwork, the first fawn of the year arrives.
So the first fawn arrived right on cue. It was May 27th, and it was in really hard shape. The mom, we think, just abandoned it because of the condition it was in. It couldn't even stand. And she knew in nature that this animal would probably not have survived. So, you know, we felt quite comfortably taking it because we didn't think there'd be a mom that would be coming back for it. Dr. Emma, one of my veterinary volunteers, and Nancy, who interviewed for Allison's position, fetched the fawn and arrived with it in mid-afternoon.
Spring at Hope for Wildlife is a time of non-stop arrivals and departures. One patient left over from last summer might finally be ready for release.
Today we're going to release a bald eagle that we've had since about last August, I believe, and he's not 100%. Usually when we release things, we want them to be, you know, top-notch, but this guy's feathers never grew in properly, and they fell out about 4 times, but he's flying quite well, and so I think he has just as good of a chance out in the wild as he does if we keep waiting, and we could wait forever. We're gonna get him out today, we're gonna release him here at the farm, and that way if he does get into some trouble, we'll be able to track him down and get him back. There we go.
Allison is just about ready to leave Hope for Wildlife too. She planned to move to Europe months ago. But when Hope couldn't find just the right replacement, Allison decided to stick around for a few more months to help out with the spring baby boom. But as the baby boom ends, so does Allison's time at the rehab.
This looks like a pretty good vantage point. He can see his old home. All right, Doug, like right for you. Come on.
Fly.
That doesn't look good.
That didn't go well at all.
All right.
It looks like Allison's fears were justified. The eagle wasn't quite ready to go.
I hear crows.
It's one of the worst things that can happen to release an animal before it's ready to go. I sort of had a funny feeling about this eagle, so we were quite prepared. We had a wonderful group of volunteers and everybody was ready to react if it didn't go well.
We got him over here. Oh, nice effort.
The underbrush is so dense they can barely see him.
Hey, buddy, look over here.
He's aware of you, Rebecca. Okay.
Oh, we got him.
Okay. Okay. Shh, shh, shh.
But finally, Allison gets him.
Got him!
Who knows how much longer this patient's rehabilitation could take? But for now, he's back at the rehab. One of Hope's volunteers who left to spread her wings is also back at the rehab this summer. This is Haley. She's been a volunteer at Hope's for years. Haley just finished her first year at vet school, but she's back at Hope for Wildlife to work for the summer.
I got back yesterday, so today's my second shift here. And it's going really, really good. I'm really happy to be back.
The aspiring vet spots the trouble with this little fawn right away. Something's wrong with one of its back legs, and those head movements could be a sign of neurological damage.
If you remember Meredith last year, the deer had like a head tilt. This one has the same thing. That's why she can't really stand straight, and she's trying to find the milk, but her head's kind of turning backwards. So that's why we kind of have to get her onto it, and then she's really good once she's suckling, but hopefully that it might just be a nutrition thing and it'll go away once she's eating better.
It's alone for now, but it won't be for long.
Want to come see the fawn? Hello, you found me. Hi, I'm Hope. Nice to meet you.
Just a few days after the first fawn of the year, the second arrives. This man found it after its mother was hit by a car. He tried raising it in his house until he discovered Hope for Wildlife.
The next fawn to arrive at Hope for Wildlife was very interesting, and we see this happen quite often. You know, people that really care about wildlife and they want to do the right thing. And he witnessed the mom being killed by a vehicle, and he just couldn't leave the fawn there to starve to death. So he gathered it and took it home. And at that point, he didn't know about Hope for Wildlife. So he did the very best he could with the information he had. And he tried raising it himself in his home with a domestic animal, which, you know, can cause some problems in the rehabilitation process. But as soon as he found out that we existed, he brought it in, which is great. And hopefully, you know, there wasn't a great deal of time that passed there, so the animal will not be too imprinted at this point.
Krista is one of the new volunteers this spring at the rehab. She's an aspiring rehabber herself, so she's learning the ropes from Hope.
Maybe we can put her right in with the other one.
The other one?
The man who found the fawn is a little sad to say goodbye, but he knows it's for the best.
I just love animals, and I can't do too much for them, and obviously they get what they want here. So, fantastic job.
This is Allison's final week working at Hope for Wildlife. She's heading off to Europe with her husband. But she's about to go out on one last emergency wildlife rescue with Hope. Hope just got a call from a man named Horst. Horst has spotted something very unusual on his property. He's been watching a young animal in distress for 2 days.
He was just very close to the clothesline pole. So he came down from from where the pond is, all along the fence. And then he made from the woods there, came towards the clothesline pole, and then he was munching around here all afternoon for about two and a half, 3 hours.
Horst was a veterinarian in Germany, so he knows when an animal is in trouble.
It's just behavior of not being alert, not being disturbed by dog barking or power saw noises or humans talking.
So what is it?
What are we doing, Hope?
I'm gonna hop in back. We're gonna go get a bear. Our first ever.
That's right, folks. It's a bear. There has never been a bear at Hope for Wildlife, but Hope's been anticipating this day for years. Last summer, Hope and Dr. Barry traveled to Vancouver Island to learn from one of Canada's most respected bear rehabilitators.
You got him. You got him. Good going. Good going. Hey, cut your first bear. Now flip this over.
Okay. Oh.
They got hands-on experience, handling and treating young bears that needed to be moved into a new enclosure. But Hope's never handled a bear on her own. That's about to change.
We don't need any dog. You're Hope?
I'm Hope, and this is Allison.
Photo.
How are you?
Yeah, he's right by the road. But first, my concern was getting off the road again. So actually, I got him off the road by using a pole and pushing him down the bank and to get him out of sight and off the road.
That's scat, a definite sign of a bear nearby.
Oh, here he is. I hear something.
Something rustling.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
And there's no mom.
They only catch a glimpse of her. See that rustling in the bushes?
Just go slow.
Allison's going in.
I'm surprised that he's moving that fast.
Well,
I
with
poked-
this many people.
I poked him with a stick off the road.
She's got her.
He's not struggling.
He's not.
A healthy bear wouldn't be that easy to capture.
Wish I had a helmet cam for that one.
You'll remember this before you leave.
Hope's given the bear a sedative to keep him calm while they get him to Dartmouth Vet. The last thing you want is an angry bear, even a small one, inside a minivan.
You know, I wasn't really sure we were even going to be able to capture the bear, but it really went surprisingly well. It all happened really quickly. Once we started pursuit, Allison was up ahead of me, and she was able to get the net over the bear almost immediately. And from there, we were able to inject it with the drugs that we had and had prepared ahead of time. And after that, it was easy.
Okay.
It was so exciting. It was probably the most fun I've had in a long time. And I'm so glad it happened because Allison could be a part of it. It's almost like my going away present to her to take part in such an exciting rescue.
Horst and his neighbor give Hope and Allison a hand getting the bear to the van. It's about an hour from Horst's farm to Dartmouth Vet.
So I thought what we'd do, just because some people inside are rather nervous.
Oh, okay.
And there's clients in there and there's staff animals. I'm just going to assess him first to make sure that he's sedate enough that we can safely bring him in without anyone or any patients getting hurt.
I hope I didn't give him too much drugs.
This bear is about the same size as the ones Hope and Barry worked with out west. That means it was probably born this year.
He's so beautiful.
Okay.
Look how brown he is.
The bear is underweight for its age.
Right there.
Barry is topping up the sedative just to be on the safe side. Once the second dose kicks in, the bear will be doped up, but not quite asleep. Hope and Allison can't help but be a little bit excited.
We got a bear. We got a bear. Oh, what are we going to do with the bear?
And they're not the only ones. There's just one problem. Hope's not allowed to rehab bears just yet.
You're not seeing this. If it's in distress and needs rescuing, I'm going to rescue it. I don't care if it's on my permit or not. Then I ask for permission.
Doing the ass.
For my cold dead hands.
Oh.
Oh, well. And I just say I'm the vet.
And it's you made an oath that you would help animals.
I made an oath that I would help animals in distress that were presented to me.
Exactly.
And I just happened to be here when this animal in distress needed me.
It's Friday night, so Hope plans to call the government Monday morning to fill them in. Right now, one thing is certain. This bear needs help.
Look at the ticks. Just everywhere there's ticks.
The first thing they notice is the ticks.
Look.
I mean, that could be taking him down, too, that number of ticks.
Oh, my God. That is gross.
I say we start pulling them.
Oh, my God. Everywhere you feel.
Every one of those white spots is a tick, a blood-sucking insect that latches onto an animal's skin. They're annoying more than anything.
Oh, man.
But a healthy animal would pick the ticks off.
Really?
That red blanket is filled with hot air. It's specially designed to warm up patients with hypothermia.
The bear is cold right now, so we want to get the body temperature warmed up a bit.
What's that?
The bear isn't just underweight, it's emaciated. And the docile behavior Horst reported is a sure sign something is wrong. Dr. Barry orders a round of x-rays.
Just basically looking for any broken bones, any obvious trauma, and there's no evidence of trauma as far as the bones are concerned. Chest looks clear and good, hips are good. So we're just going to continue with supportive care and go from there.
Whatever's wrong with the bear, it's not obvious. Dr. Barry prescribes emergency rehydration just to be safe.
Give him 5 mg per kg, so 75 milligrams.
They say you should never wake a sleeping bear, but that doesn't apply to situations like this.
So the sedation that we gave him can actually be reversed. We gave him a drug to make him go to sleep, and now we're going to give him a drug to wake him up.
Now that they have a bear, what are they going to do with it?
We'll figure it out one step at a time.
The bear is on its way to the rehab. News travels fast. The staff and volunteers can't wait to see the newest patient.
He is big, though. His head's just big. You look so happy.
Oh, there's like 15 pictures like that.
Oh,
And we ran through the woods with a net and drugs, and we're like chasing him.
He was running, so he wasn't that.
Yeah, but the guy who found him was like, he's flat. He poked him with a stick and like rolled him over. And I think it was like his last burst of energy.
Guess what I have?
Is he banging around?
No, he's been really quiet the whole way.
Yeah?
He hasn't made a sound.
Was he awake when you picked him up?
He was awake.
Okay.
He turned around and looked at me and was like sniffing through the bars, but he hasn't moved the whole car ride, so. He's not nearly as heavy as I thought he was going to be. He weighs like nothing.
The bear is supposed to be moved to a large outdoor enclosure, but Allison discovers a problem.
Okay, sounds good. All right, bye-bye.
What's up, Jane?
Well, they left the catheter in the bear, so we have to get the catheter out of the bear. And it's pretty awake right now. Not cool. Not cool at all.
Getting a catheter out of a bear that's just waking up is probably about as difficult as it sounds.
Grab this.
Allison and Rebecca are trying to figure out exactly how they're going to handle the bear.
I guess it doesn't come off. How am I getting... We have to net the bear. Right. We can't net the bear in there. A 10-foot pole.
Maybe they can get the net off the pole and use that to contain him. Maybe not.
Have you handled a bear before?
No. But
I did once. It was yesterday.
It can't be much worse than a coyote or a bobcat, can it?
Famous last words.
Dr. McKay says he doesn't think I should tackle a bear, so. Thank you, Dr. McKay.
So, a change of plans. Take the bear to the closest vet for another round of sedative.
You were just waiting for me to ask you to help me carry a bear outside, weren't you?
We are taking the bear down to Eastern Shore Vet. They're going to give him a little bit of sedation so that we can get the catheter out. Angry bear?
Definitely a bear.
You want to take that back in there?
Allison's final days at Hope for Wildlife will be memorable, if nothing else. This is Allison's 8th summer at the rehab.
Thank you. We'll be back in a bit.
She's helped Hope save more than 10,000 injured and orphaned animals. This could be her last time helping an animal in need.
So we are heading down to Eastern Shore Vet. It's a lot closer than going back into Dartmouth Vet to get the bear sedated. So, I mean, already he's got more energy than I've seen him have. So I wasn't terribly prepared to try to wrangle a bear on my own. I mean, of course, there's lots of people at the farm who are willing to help, but without the proper training and nobody there having experience, I think this is the best option. And that's tough to do because he's been on, he's been sedated a couple times. He's been trucked around a lot in the past day and a half. I think in terms of weighing the options, this is the best one we've got right now. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get his catheter out and we're gonna get him set up and cozy in a unit back at the farm once we get that done.
So what's he like to handle?
Well, that's why we haven't taken him out yet, because I don't know.
The bear is clearly awake.
Probably if I put propofol in through the IV, that's probably the best thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so he's 16.
I was feeling like a bit of a puss for not just, taking him out and doing it, but
Oh my gosh. Well,
I've decided I'm not.
You don't want to get injured. He's a wild animal.
Yeah.
The catheter should make this job easy, but there's a kink in the line.
Yeah, this might be plugged, so we might not even be able to do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's...
Yeah, it's not really going anywhere.
No.
they decide to inject it in its bare behind.
Is there a bun there? We'll do,
There's some bun.
oh, there's something there. Got something? Can you kind of lean it on this side, like this way,
This way?
like
Yeah.
right there?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Keep it. Okay. I think, I don't know if I'm in it. Hey, Betty, it's okay. There.
Angry
okay,
about
I
something.
think I got that, yeah.
It takes a few minutes for the sedative to kick in again.
So is this you're leaving, I hear, Allison?
Yes, I am.
Is this your last day?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's my
Oh my
last day.
gosh.
Yep.
So where are you going?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Yeah. Well, we're going to the UK. We don't know where we're going to actually end up, but for the summer we're going to be in Edinburgh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There. That's all.
The bear's asleep, so it's time to take that catheter out.
He looks more ferocious.
Yeah. See, now you see why I felt like a puss.
You want to have a bandage? No. You don't want to take that off later on?
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to do this when he's like
No.
angry.
You would not have been able to do this, no. That's like he could. Oh, yeah, he could.
Take a good swat.
He could, yeah. Okay.
Quick and easy. And right back into the carrier.
There.
There you go, big guy.
All right.
There we go. Awesome.
Done.
Thank you so much.
Then he's back at the rehab again. The sedative is slowly wearing off. While the bear is waking up, the team at the rehab begins preparing its enclosure. Hope built this unit 2 summers ago, just in case she ever received a large mammal like a coyote, moose, or bear.
In the past, in order to get a permit to rehab a certain animal, we had to meet the standards, which I think is a pretty good process. So for our white-tailed deer, we had to build the 1-acre, 7-foot-high fence enclosure, and plus a whole lot of other things in order to get permission to rehab that animal. Same with our birds of prey. We had to build our flight cage and then get permission. So, you know, it's always the way it's worked in the past. You sort of build it and then you get the approval. So I built a big unit for a large mammal in hopes that very soon I would get permission to be able to rehabilitate the larger mammals in Nova Scotia.
He's pretty skinny, so he might be pretty cold at night. Well, if it stays like this, it's pretty cold out right now, so we're gonna fill them with hay so he has somewhere nice and warm to sleep. I can get.
So we're just gonna put some branches over the nest boxes to make them look natural, and then we have to grab some food for him. You better like his den. Okay, I'm just gonna pull it really hard, okay? So now it's like blocked from there, and we'll take all these branches and just cover them over, and then he has a nice little place to hide. Now we go check on him and see if he's awake enough. Oh, he's awake. I think we'll just do it right here so I can get the carrier later. It's unlatched. That's all I have to do. And wait. Oh. Oops. So let's just leave him for a minute. See if he comes out. So the bear's still in his carrier. He doesn't quite want to come out right now, which is okay, I guess. Hopefully he'll find his cozy little den and, you know, go have something to eat, a little drink, and I guess get acquainted with his temporary home.
Slowly, the bear begins exploring.
I got to see him on the exam table yesterday, but he's like 10 times more amazing now.
He's so amazing.
He looks amazing, actually. You know, it's one thing to see them being treated on a table, but I mean, yesterday it was all a blur chasing a bear through the woods, but just to see him out sort of walking around, really looking like a bear. It's really cool. It's really amazing that we have a bear here at Hope for Wildlife.
When Horst first discovered the bear, she was eating plants in the field behind his home. And that's the first thing she goes for at Hope's. Bears are omnivores. If she's going to gain weight and recover her strength, she needs to eat something more substantial. They've prepared a special high-calorie diet. But she doesn't seem interested in it for the moment. Bears shouldn't eat out of bowls, but for the moment, they just want to make sure they know if she's taking the food. Finally, she seems to be figuring it out. This could be the beginning of her road to recovery. But in all the excitement, they've forgotten one thing. Hope isn't allowed to rehabilitate bears. Hope for Wildlife's first bear arrived just at the end of the spring baby boom. And just as a key member of Hope's team is getting ready to say goodbye.
Today is the end of May, and today's my last day at Hope for Wildlife, officially. It's kind of a combination of relief and it's sad. You know, I've really grown up at Hope for Wildlife, and I spend a good... The peacock's sad too.
The bear is looking decidedly better than when it first arrived. It's up and moving, and it's regained its appetite. It's all making for a memorable last day for Allison.
So I just fed the bear.
Oh, so did he eat this morning?
He ate a lot.
So...
What's the latest?
I got a call just as I was getting ready to call DNR.
Yeah.
So the phone rings and it was Butch who came out and saw the place.
Yeah.
He said, I hear you might have a bear. And I said, I was just going to call Bert.
Word of Hope's newest patient has made it to the government. Hope doesn't have a permit to rehab bears. Officials have decided to move the bear to a larger enclosure at a wildlife park until it's recovered and ready for release.
I think a month at the earliest.
Yeah, he has some serious weight to put on. Like when Dr. Cantley looked at him yesterday, she was just like, this bear's not thin, this bear is like downright emaciated.
It's not the first time Hope's compassion for animals has put her at odds with the authorities. This is Henderson, an orphaned fisher that came to Hope for Wildlife in terrible condition. Nursing him back to health took more than a year. That was too long so far as the government was concerned.
So I got the call this morning from the Musquodoboit Harbor Department of Natural Resources, and they just called to say that they were being sent to come and get Henderson at 1 o'clock. They wanted to know if that was okay by me. It's certainly not okay. And I really hope that when they're assessing him, they take into consideration how intelligent he is and how lonely he is. So therefore, he is going to be hard to assess. Oh, I wish they'd come early to get it over with. I'm never going to see you again, probably.
Over the winter, they seized Henderson. Officials said his rehabilitation was taking too long. Hope thought he needed more time before he could survive in the wild. They took the fisher to the wildlife park to finish his rehabilitation.
I need to know he's okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay, there.
Okay.
See you now.
Bye.
Thank you. Wooden professional.
I always am.
Hope hasn't heard what happened to Henderson yet. The day the government officials arrive to pick up the bear, they've got news about Henderson the fisher.
Good. Excellent. And has Henderson actually been released yet?
Henderson, I have no idea.
I think he has,
He
but
went to wildlife. Oh, sorry,
I
yes.
don't know for sure.
He has.
That's the fisher, correct?
Yeah, sorry.
The news of Henderson's release is a shock to Hope.
I don't think they wanted to keep him that long just to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, at least he's out.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
But it gives her some comfort that the bear is in good hands and will be released someday too.
So DNR has arrived to take the bear back to Shubenacadie Wildlife Park. So they explained that they will rehab the bear, that it won't be destroyed.
Hope's disappointed, but she's relieved by the fact the bear could have a second chance in the wild.
What is best for the black bear? And if he can be kept in a bigger enclosure where there's less human voices, then it makes sense that that's what should happen, even though I'd love the opportunity to do this, but fair enough. It's just that they cut me out. Like, with Henderson, I put a lot of work in that animal, and they won't even let me go to the release. Like,
Oh, that was the fisher?
yeah.
Okay.
Why would they not let me go and see, they say, oh, well, only DNR employees are allowed. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I'm on your side. Like,
You can tell losing the bear is frustrating for Hope.
now, is she going to be released?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
He only just wants to keep her long enough to get her.
But before the bear goes anywhere, somebody's got to catch it.
Now, do you want me to operate the net, or do you want you guys that are stronger? I don't mind doing it, whatever you prefer.
If you would like to, you've netted her before?
Once. Well, I had Allison's help.
Hope's practice in British Columbia last year is about to pay off.
Oh, shoot.
all right.
Missed my chance. I thought the best thing to do would be a drug-free capture. The bear had been sedated so many times, like I think over 3 separate occasions on the way, during the rescue, at Dartmouth Vet, and then again at the Eastern Shore Vet Hospital for the follow-up exam. I wasn't really sure what the right or wrong decision would be, but I thought, let's just try and see if we're able to capture the bear without putting more drugs on board.
some extra form of control. She's actually pretty good.
The bear is clearly feeling stronger. It's a lot harder to handle now than it was just a few days ago.
All right, let's bring the crate up.
Up there.
Look, the loser. Okay, I'm letting go. Careful. No. There's a broom. Slide the door.
And drug-free.
She's got good strength.
Will you release him close to where he came from, or will he go somewhere else?
A little further out.
Yeah. It's disappointing, again, that we're not allowed to do it. I still think we could have done a really good job because it was the perfect one to work with, because this animal wasn't injured other than near starvation, and we can work through that. But they kind of inferred that if I built an enclosure down at the end of the property that's really remote, that they would let us. So I guess that's the next project. I gotta get some big units built way down by the back of the property where there's no people and no voices. And then I can do bears. So, good seeing you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
have a good
Take
day.
care.
We'll start building now.
Yeah.
But you know what? We still saved that bear.
We still saved that bear. We did. And we had him here for 3 days and nobody got hurt.
And we got all the medical treatment on board. He got his fluids, he got his medication, he was de-ticked, you know, so.
For now, it's goodbye to the bear. And this is another watershed moment. It's time for Allison's going away party.
Oh, you're being funny about that. So we've invited over 50 people to come and celebrate Allison's leaving, but we're really excited about it. We got some fun things planned, and it's going to be very casual, and everybody that can come is just going to drop in, and we got the barbecue going, and we have some nice surprises for her tonight, so.
Hope's going to miss Allison.
I'm sad, but I'm happy for her. I think I'm pretending that this is just her weekend off, and she'll be back to work on Monday. That's how I'm dealing with it. It's total denial.
And Allison's going to miss Hope for Wildlife.
You know, a month from now, there's going to be something on Facebook. I'm like, damn, I really wish I was there to see that.
Mother Nature doesn't care much about parties. And even though it's a time for fond farewells, another new arrival is being rushed to the rehab.
Very vocal, eh?
Say hello to the third fawn of the season.
2 boys and 1 girl. And of course, it arrived the exact same time Allison arrived for her going away party. So we've got him settled and gave him some colostrum, and he looks healthy and strong. He's crying a lot. He's just probably really hungry, so hopefully I'll come back up at 10 and feed them all at that point again.
This year, Hope's giving the fawns East Coast names to keep track of them. So their names are Atlantic, Bluenose, And the newest one is Céilíd, which is a Gaelic word for celebration. And speaking of celebrations,
I'm practicing my speech. You know I never do notes.
Oh,
this is the first time in my life I've ever done notes.
to do a speech because I don't have any notes?
So I was going to write a speech like 2 months ago and then get people that I know that can write really well. Certain people I know that can write really well. A couple of them are here tonight. I was going to get them to review it, pretty it all up.
Then I would have known it wasn't
I know. Allison is leaving us. No, how can that be? All the critters are talking. We need her, you see. I remember our offer of work at the farm. Her family thought she was crazy. You'll work in a barn. She decided to join us and gave it her all. With great passion and caring, she healed big and small. We are sad for your leaving, but glad for your fun. A new adventure is waiting. This journey is done.
Allison has something for Hope, too.
You're not supposed to buy me presents. You're the one going away.
It's just little.
Read me. Okay.
I'll help you. So the blue beads, these ones, are the ocean that I'm crossing. But the little charm right here is the little piece of my heart that I'll leave behind. Do you need your glasses?
No. I need Kleenex.
The feather, that's for freedom and all the releases we've done.
Okay.
That's a fox. That's my Mac Daddy.
That's your favorite.
The owl, that's Grace. The last ones are dandelion puffs, and everybody hates dandelions except us. Dandelions actually make me really happy. So I'm hoping that they'll make you happy too.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
I know you like jewelry.
I do. And I wore the same old bracelet forever, so it's time for a change.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Again, I cry and you don't.
For the record, I cried 5 times while shopping for this.
Okay, good. And you know, I hate shopping. I've been in a mall about twice in 5 years. And I actually went to the mall twice to find you a present.
Oh.
So I think you'll like it though. Jewelry is an exception, isn't it?
Jewelry is an exception. And I love Amber.
I know you do. Your mother helped me. I have to admit. Thank you, Sally. Now's the time you say, I changed my mind. I'm not going.
Okay, squishy in, squishy in. Cheese!
As though on cue, a beaver living in Hope's Lake comes to say goodbye.
Stop eating the trees!
It's your big day.
I'll come down on a visiting day.
Life is full of unexpected challenges. Who would have ever thought we'd have a bear at Hope for Wildlife, even briefly? But I think we rose to the occasion. We saved that bear's life. And now it has a second chance. The surprises are what force us to learn and grow. Next time, we'll be better prepared. It's my dream to help every animal that needs it, every animal I can. I'm living my dream. And even though it hurts to say goodbye, I'm overjoyed to see Allison living her dreams too.